storms before. I mean, how's this wind speed compared to some of those other storms you've been in? You're really, I'm looking at the radar really closely. You're in the real core, the really intense stuff, but I think you're going to back down from the winds pretty quickly.
Yeah, Mike, I'm going to try and get out here. I want to just show you guys how awful this is. Everyone, within this, there are higher gusts, obviously. One just knocked me off my feet. But the thing is imagine this. You know, as we're taping this, and then fast forward in time when we get in the eye, and the calmness of the eye. You can see birds flying around, blue sky. It's absolutely nuts. But that's the core of the lowest pressure right there. And it's what's around that eye that just beats and beats up at the coastline and beats up at people's homes and beats up at trees and power lines and things like that. But what's going to be interesting, like I've been talking about, is what happens to Charlotte Harbor. You know, obviously the calming of the winds a little bit. Oh, Jesus. The calming of the winds is going to allow us to get in the eye, maybe some of that water to filter over. But do we in fact see the surge component ramped up when we get on the south side of this thing in the southern eye wall? And it pushes the water
Jim, come on in for some cover, my man. Come on in. Come on in. We can have a conversation when you're under some cover. That's too much. We're going to get Jim a break there. Dr. Knabb, gusts there, 110 miles an hour. Jim was showing us all the debris that's flying down the streets here. The other side of that eye wall is hitting us in Inglewood. Look how much damage there is here.
Yeah, and so what Jim experienced and what you see on the ground and flying through there here is one of the many, many reasons why venturing out into the eye is a bad idea, because when that back side comes in, then more wind, more debris, and it's the debris flying through the air that also does a lot of the damage, right? And it's one thing if you're experiencing strong winds. It's another thing when debris is flying. So that's why shutters and plywood on windows protect homes. You don't necessarily just need to protect from the wind itself. You need to protect from things flying through the window. And again, the airports are measuring gusts, the 90 to 100 plus mile an hour range. But there's the 77 gusts to 108 at the airport. Oh, by the way, I will mention that the Punta Gorda Airport observation is east and not right on the water like Jim's shot has been, so they're probably getting even stronger winds on the water there. But look at this huge area, Laurel and Arcadia down through Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda, all the way down through Cape Coral, Fort Myers, down to Bonita Springs, Sanibel. Everybody there under an extreme wind warning. This is where you shelter like you would for a tornado, lowest dry level, most interior room.
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
Wait, did you say Verizon for just $30?
It's their best unlimited price ever.
$30? That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
Yeah, it's easy, and you get $960 when you switch the whole family.
Oh, wow. I gotta let my buddies know.
We're already here.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
The older, the physically challenged, the last to be chosen. Shelter dogs with special needs face a far longer road to adoption. But Subaru knows even the toughest roads can lead to the most amazing places. That's why Subaru and our retailers created National Make a Dogs Day to help all underdogs find homes. Subaru, more than a car company.
With Choice Hotels, missing family rides means you book it. Whatever your reason, save 20% when you stay 2 or more nights at participating locations. Book direct at choicehotels.com. Terms and conditions apply.
What's fast and yummy and comes in a can? It's not what you think. It's potatoes. Potatoes. And now is your last chance to get one before they're gone. Yummy Can is the fast and easy way to make yummy baked potatoes right in your microwave. Look, no one likes waiting nearly an hour for potatoes to bake in the oven. Yummy Can makes it quick and easy. Simply place the potatoes on the specially designed raised base. Then pop it in the microwave. In just minutes, you'll be enjoying America's favorite baked side dish. Tender on the outside, oh so fluffy and steaming hot on the inside. Roast a potato incorrectly, and it comes out burnt and dry. Microwave a potato by itself, and it comes out mushy and dry. But Yummy Can's patent-pending valve creates a steam pocket, and the raised base lets heat circulate for even cooking. It does the job right, delivering perfect potatoes in just minutes. Now, you can quickly make any kind of potato, and then load it with your favorite toppings for a simple side dish that's sure to please. It's also great for making baked yams, sweet, yummy holiday favorites, or delicious potato skins for the big game. Prepare fresh potatoes for mashing or homemade potato salad.
Yummy Can Potatoes makes it easy to prepare all this, and it's yours for just $19.99. Compact and lightweight, Yummy Can is easy to clean, easy to store. But wait, there's breaking news. Yummy Can Potatoes is being discontinued. Due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, Yummy Can is shutting down and stopping manufacturing effective immediately. There is a strict limit of 3 Yummy Cans per order while supplies last. You still have time to get your very own Yummy Can potatoes, but you must act fast. Once they're gone forever.
Call 1-800-892-8049 or visit yummycanpotatoes.com. So call 1-800-892-8049 now.
Enjoy.
Ooh, Tostitos. Can you grab the baby gifts?
Yeah. Walk to mommy.
What did I miss?
She took her first steps.
Can she do it again?
Her first steps?
For me? What about a second first step?
Climate is every day, and it affects everything. Our food, our health, our present, our future. The Weather Channel and its innovative team at Pattern are covering the most fascinating stories affecting our planet. Together, we can make sense of the most important issue facing our future every day on the Weather Channel.
For Hurricane Ian making official landfall moments ago, 3:05 p.m. at Cayo Costa, Florida. That's a live look at Punta Gorda, where the winds are gusting to 110 miles per hour. Pieces of debris flying down the streets, street signs that have been bent over down at their bases. Those are cemented into the ground. Really extreme surge and wind right now. That's Punta Gorda right there. Winds this location gusting to 93 miles an hour. Look at the palms, how they're swaying. The water's really coming up now as well, as we're getting a strong onshore flow, a big push into places like Charlotte Harbor. We've been hammered out on the Barrier Islands, and places like Fort Myers Beach have gone underwater. We have complete coverage for you, including with our teams out in the field, including our hurricane expert, Dr. Rick Knapp, the former director of the National Hurricane Center. Dr. Knapp, landfall location identical to Hurricane Charlie. You were on the operations floor at the Hurricane Center when Charlie made landfall. Compare the two for us.
Well, I remember Bill Reed and I at the time talking about how this Charlie at the time is going to be the hurricane of record for southwestern Florida. And for some people, it may very well stay that way, but for many, many more, this will be the one that they remember, because it's affecting more people in a worse way with wind and water. And this is a slower mover, it is larger, and it's going to have a much more significant impact from wind and water at the coast, and for so many more people inland. It's gusting 50, 60 miles an hour in Tampa right now.
We're easily going to get at least 1 million people that lose power as a result. Mike Seidel is in Fort Myers. Mike, the conditions have been awful. We've watched you for hours now. Are they getting any better? That's what I want to know, because you've been in that eye wall. The winds were so extreme, and the surge coming up every single hour.
Nothing has improved. It's only gotten worse as far as the surge goes. We never got really into the eye. We had some brightening. I'm looking at it right now. We're up on the 3rd floor, and this is the bird's eye view. That is the Caloosahatchee River, and the wind still gusting over 100 miles an hour. Waves crashing into what was the pool deck. We were down there earlier. Looks like the surge is at least 4 or 5 feet above the deck, but again, the water was below deck level. A lot of debris going upriver. Look at the spray, because the wind has shifted a little bit and it's swirling around. We're standing up here on the balcony, and yeah, it's 10 or 15 miles an hour. So we're in a perfect position to get out of the wind and avoid the debris. But we've seen a lot of stuff come upriver. We saw a big yacht float by. We've seen deck chairs, boardwalks, and I don't know, Mike Hall, if you can see that in the distance, that's the pier that was there earlier. The only thing really left there are the pilings. That's all that's left. We had a building at the edge of the pier. That's gone. We're watching this building back here, but this is a brick building down here. I think it's like a pool bar, where you can get a burger on a nice day, and I think that's going to stay put. These roofs are basically hurricane-proof, but just an incredible view from up here, Jim, with these 100-mile-an-hour wind gusts and the river taking over all of this part of Fort Myers. Let's go back to you in Punta Gorda, where I know you've had gusts over 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, just won a couple rounds with Rocky Balboa out here. You know how that goes. You're not going to win. So it's all good. We're all good. Our crew's good. There's always going to be bumps and bruises after stuff like this, but that's the way it is. This isn't about me. It's about all these people that are losing power, losing homes, losing property, as we've seen with so many videos. Erickson, that's panning a little bit to the right. And, this will probably give you a pretty good idea why we had to get out of this wind. It's really howling here. We just had a gust at Punta Gorda Airport, 110 miles an hour. And I'm telling you, a lot of people ask me, Jim, what's like the strongest wind you can stand in? And I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you guys, 100 is a lot. It's going to knock you off your feet. And when it comes instantaneous like that, and it's even a little bit stronger, it's going to knock you off your feet. And that's how it goes. Again, but notice, just since Erickson panned over there, you kind of saw the wind come and even go a little bit. So overall, it's not as consistently strong as it was. So are we, in fact, getting to that point where we all of a sudden break into the eye? And what we'll see, and what we should see before that, is obviously this wind, but you'll start to see the sky brighten up a little bit because we're getting that sunny hole that's starting to come toward us. The other thing, too, is sometimes when these things come ashore, the ice starts to fill in, and you get robbed of that. But either way, don't be fooled. The water's going to come across the other side of the harbor. That's the first thing, and then it's going to get blown into the east side of the harbor and up the Peace River. So please be safe, everybody. We got a long way to go here in Punta Gorda in Southwest Florida.
Why hide your skin if Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control?
Hide my skin? Not me.
Because Dupixent targets a root cause of eczema, it helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of it.
Hide my skin? Not me.
And for kids ages 6 months and up, that means clearer skin and noticeably less itch. With Dupixent, you can change how their skin change you notice.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can show more with less eczema. Talk to your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
We are the first generation of patients who get to redefine what it means. What should it look like? And what can we be as a community of women? It's still okay to hope.
Hi, I'm Mike Huckabee, former governor of Arkansas, and I'm here today to tell you about a hidden health crisis currently affecting nearly every American: sleep deprivation. And that's why you need to know about Relaxium Sleep. You see, getting a good night's sleep helps support a healthy immune system, helps maintain a healthy blood pressure, healthy cardiovascular system. Thankfully, Relaxium Sleep's formula is clinically proven to help you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up feeling refreshed. Relaxium's triple action formula was developed by renowned neurologist and sleep expert Dr. Eric Siliberti. It'll regulate your natural sleep cycle, relax your body, and calm the mind for better sleep through the whole night. Call today and get your very own risk-free bottle of Relaxium Sleep. Relaxium Sleep doesn't have any harmful chemicals like many prescription sleeping pills. With Relaxium Sleep, you can expect to start sleeping better the very first night. The very first night.
After being a Relaxium customer for at least 3 years now, because I'm getting a better night's sleep, it's making everything else about my life more enjoyable.
When I take Relaxium Sleep, I sleep better than I have in years.
I wake up feeling alert, like I've had the best night's sleep.
If you're like I was, and you've got trouble sleeping at night, give Relaxium Sleep a call. Get your very own risk-free bottle. Take control of your health. Stop struggling with restless nights. Sleep like you were meant to with Relaxium. Relaxium is giving away 1,000 bottles of clinically proven Relaxium sleep today. Fall asleep, stay asleep, wake refreshed.
Call today for your 30-day risk-free trial and 100% money-back guarantee. Relaxium Sleep doesn't need a prescription, is 100% drug-free, and is non-habit forming. Call 800-4... 40354. 800-414-0354.
Trust Unite to Relaxium Sleep.
Reggie Bush had something important taken from him, so Wendy's is returning it.
The Pretzel Pub! Let's go! Yes!
We haven't told him it's back for a limited time.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Pretzel Pub Cheeseburger.
Stay alert with all the action as we track Ian with the new and improved Weather Channel TV app. Go to streamtwc.com to start your free 7-day trial.
You're watching live coverage of Hurricane Ian making landfall 3:05 Eastern Time officially at Cayo Costa in the west coast of Florida. That's a live look at Venice, Florida, out on the Venice Fishing Pier. Winds here have gusted around 82 miles an hour. It's more of an offshore wind, or maybe even a little bit parallel to the coastline here, but we haven't had the big surge on the north side of the eye as we do on the south side where all the onshore flow is. But we appreciate you staying with us here for our continuing live coverage here on the Weather Channel. We have our team in place keeping you up to date, including the former director of the National Hurricane Center and our hurricane expert, Dr. Rick Knapp. We'll check in with him in just a moment. First, though, to Punta Gorda, where Jim Cantore is Jim. The winds have been howling, a lot of debris flying around here. I did want to ask you, had a little encounter there. Everything okay? Looked like you might have even lost a shoe. Just want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, buddy, we're good. Thank you very much on behalf of my team and I. We're good. You know, I mean, you know the drill, Bettis. We're out here, and sometimes you get those big gusts. I knew I shouldn't have gone on that diet until after hurricane season, but it is what it is. You're looking out at why. We just kind of stepped out of harm's way here for a second due to these stronger winds. Frankly, I've never been lifted off my feet before, so that was a first. But you can see across the way just the way that the wind just kind of forces downward. It goes up and down and forces and pushes. And it's been enough with this latest gust at Punta Gorda at 110 miles an hour to even remove some of the shingles off of the roof here at CJ's Tavern, which is right across the street from me. So, you know, it's just been constant now. We've been in this for about 2 hours. It's done nothing but increase and increase. But here's the deal. At the end of the day, you can hide from this stuff. You don't have to be out standing in the middle of the street, okay? You can hide from it. But I do what I do to show you what the heck's going on out here. The other problem is we ask you to leave because of this. Let's take you down to Fort Myers Beach. Look at the surge. Look at the surge. Who's going to come get you if you're in that? Nobody. You're on your own. That's why these evacuation orders are given. This is why we want you to heed them. This is why we want you to stay out of harm's way. The water will go out. It always does. But you got to wait for the storm to go by. And in some cases, 2 times. So you go through the eastern eye wall, then you go through the eye, potentially, and then you get on the backside of the storm. And the fact that the wind will be still, even some kind of northwesterly component, means it's still coming from the water area. So it's going to remain up for a while. Now, places like the Caloosahatchee and the Peace River, once the storm gets to our east, those winds will be pushing the water back out again. So it may actually go out faster there. But the problem, we're not out of the woods in Punta Gorda because we're going to see the eye, then we're going to get on the back side of the eye, and everybody here on the eastern side of the Charlotte Harbor is going to watch the water from the other side come back over this way. So our worst water rise is coming on the back side of the hurricane. So please don't be lulled into getting out there and say, oh, we never got any surge here. No, no, no. It's going to come up. It's going to come up. Again, we're still not in the eye. We're still dealing with these very, very gusty winds. But I will say, Dr. Knapp, sometimes you get a gust like we're getting right now. Sometimes it quiets a little bit. It's not as persistent as it's been. But you tell me, how long are we from seeing some sunshine?
Well, just moments away from getting into the eye, and you'll get out of that northeastern eye wall. It'll be kind of a milky sunshine, I think, at times. But again, regardless, you don't want to venture out into the eye because you don't know how long you're going to be in the eye. Because the motion can be erratic. If you go right through the center, it can be a while, but if you're closer to the edge, it can be very, very quick, and it'll be an abrupt howling wind on the backside of this. So it's scary to think that in Punta Gorda, you haven't even gone through half the storm yet. And look at this, at the Punta Gorda airport, off to the east of where Jim is, farther inland, sustained 75 gusts to 124, and that doesn't have the same kind of exposure that places that are getting the wind coming off of the Gulf of Mexico. So this is from blowing from a direction from land toward Charlotte Harbor, and you're 75 gusts 124. So this is a Cat 4 hurricane. You wouldn't be surprised if there'd be stronger winds elsewhere. But here is the eye, and this whole area, because of major hurricane conditions, major hurricane force winds affecting such a large area in the northern, northeastern, and eastern eye wall, we've got this huge area under an extreme wind warning. This is shelter like you would for a tornado. This is lowest dry level, most interior room. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, helmets on, mattress on top of you, whatever you need to do, because of what damage could be done, and things flying through the air could fly onto your home. And the reason I say lowest level, most interior room, but lowest dry level is the rainfall that is happening has prompted a flash flood warning up in here. So that is the other aspect of this that will become more and more dire the longer that this large, intense, slow-moving hurricane dumps rainfall, the more we're going to have rain-induced flooding. And some of that is happening in coastal areas that are dealing with storm surge. But the bottom line is that this has been a worst-case landfall scenario for places like Fort Myers Beach, with the catastrophic storm surge that has flooded up to the roofs of buildings.
The Lab is presented by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When the unthinkable happens, good neighbors show up. For 100 years, State Farm has been among the first to arrive, with the latest technology and tools to help you recover faster. State Farm has been there before, and will be there again and again. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Stay tuned to get this free 5-piece nonstick bakeware set from Gotham Steel.
I paid so much for these pans, but they still burn and they never come clean. And I just know a new set is going to cost me a fortune.
Not anymore. Introducing Aqua Blue from Gotham Steel. Ultra modern cookware that's so durable it's the last nonstick cookware you'll ever use. Now at the most affordable price anywhere. This is chef quality cookware, cast from solid aluminum and finished with Thai ceramic. Made from ultra durable titanium and super slick ceramic. That means no sticking. Everything slides right out. So cook healthier with no butter or oil ever needed. And forget scratching, because these pans are metal utensil safe. They're even oven safe up to 500 degrees. So bake hearty pasta dishes or even oven roasted succulent chicken. And no more boilovers, because the set comes with vented glass lids. Plus they're all PFOA free and dishwasher safe. Other cookware sets can cost up to $400. But get the Aqua Blue 12-piece set with Thai ceramic surface, not for $400 or even $300, but for just 5 payments of $49.99. But wait, order now and we'll drop a whole payment. Plus you'll even get free shipping and our 10-year warranty. But it gets even better. Order today and you'll also get our self-draining fry basket, stainless steel steamer insert, and steamer rack. A $50 value absolutely free. Plus our 5-piece Gotham Steel bakeware set, the fast ultra non-stick way to bake your favorite desserts. Together, that's $110 in free gifts. Get this huge 20-piece set delivered free to your front door for your first payment of $49.99. Try it for 30 days, and if you're not thrilled, get a full refund and keep the bakeware set as our free gift. This is a limited time offer, so order now.
To order, call 1-800-499-4164 or go online to aquabluepan.com. So call 1-800-499-4164. That's 1-800-499-4164 or go to aquabluepan.com.
Joe Biden's policies are hurting Americans, and Charlie Crist voted with Biden 100% of the time. Crist voted for Biden's multi-trillion-dollar spending, triggering inflation. Gas, groceries, housing, all skyrocketing. Crist voted to support Biden's open border policies. Criminals, gangs, and drugs are pouring in. Fentanyl killing Americans at record levels. Crist is weak on crime and supports defunding the police. Charlie Crist, supporting Biden 100% of the time.
I'll be here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
Little everyday conversations about the dangers of underage drinking can make a big difference in a child's life. Talk. They hear you.
The Weather Channel is the leader in weather coverage.
Weather shapes the landscape. It's part of your adventure. Please pay attention to the forecast.
The Weather Channel,
America's most trusted TV news network.
Tonight, windy with periods of rain, low 72. Winds north at 35 to 50 miles per hour. Thursday, rain and wind, high 77. Chance of rain, 80%. Rainfall around a half an inch. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Category 4, Hurricane Ian has made landfall with 150-mile-per-hour winds, and that is a live look at Venice, Florida, on the northern eye wall. This is an offshore wind, but look how poor the visibility is right now. A wind-driven rain, gusts here exceeding 100 miles per hour. Absolutely stunning what we're seeing. You can't even see the Gulf of Mexico anymore, Dr. Nab.
Yeah, Mike, and what's amazing is as astounding as some of these wind gust reports that we're getting from airports and other locations, temporary anemometers, we are not catching the strongest part. You can't really do that with surface observations.
We just don't have enough observations.
No, they're too sparsely spaced. And the strongest eastern eye wall is, toward the coast, closer to the beach from Fort Myers Airport, but the Fort Myers Southwest Florida Airport, that's east of I-75, way inland, just gusted to 100 miles an hour.
Oh, my God.
And they are east, maybe catching the eastern eye wall now, but maybe not the strongest winds. And we still have an onshore push into Fort Myers Beach, and it's going up the Caloosahatchee River, too. So these strong winds are what has prompted this extreme wind warning, where you got to be sheltering like you would for a tornado. But we also have the water problems that continue to be catastrophic at the coast. The gauges, same problem, Mike. Very few observations. 4.3 feet above normally dry ground, way up the Caloosahatchee River in Fort Myers. And so that is what storm surge can do. It can bring the water all the way through the inlets into the rivers and then way upriver. So that is an indication of just how connected all of the water bodies are. So we've had the storm surge here into Fort Myers Beach, and then our Mike Seidel has shown us the entrance to the Caloosahatchee River, how much water is accumulating there, and then the water is going upriver. So we're going to go to our Jim Cantore, who's in Punta Gorda, and it's amazing, Jim, how at these airports east of you, farther inland, you've gusted over 120 miles an hour. So I got to believe that these waterfront locations are getting stronger winds, and then wait till it blows from the water toward that eastern part of Charlotte Harbor.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, man, when it comes at you at 100, it's pretty hard to stand up. I won't lie about it, and that's why we're not out in it right now. We're just going to show you the pictures. I got Chris Erickson on camera, and we're in a protected area kind of behind this big brick wall now. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I just don't feel like rolling down the street. It gets a little old. And, you can see what's going on here. Big wind coming on through. Still waiting to get into this eye. I'm wondering, Dr. Nab, this thing's stalling a little bit. Kind of taking a little sidestep and maybe even stalling just a hair here for a second because we really haven't seen the break. I thought we would get into a break. It almost looked like it was brightening a little bit, and then we just went right back into, and I was almost going to stand out there again. But the wind just started absolutely ripping through. But again, don't be fooled.
Yeah, Jim, you're right on the edge of the eye wall. You're right on the edge of it. And so it just little bits of wobbles in the overall hurricane and changes in the character of the interior part of the eye wall can make it very borderline what you're experiencing. But
we just lost the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right there. It's the right side, Chris. The right side of the roof of this building and the sign. There's more shingles than the sign. The sign's gone. The sign's gone. Holy smoke. Sorry, Doc. Just stuff's, when stuff like that happens, you see it right in front of you. That's why, actually, probably a good thing we're kind of standing back here protected from all this debris. That's the thing, being in a city, you got all these buildings and whatnot. Stuff comes from different streets. It comes from high elevations, and you don't see it coming, especially when these visibilities in some of these rain bands. Holy smoke! Look at this! Look at this! Right down the street. Nora, thank you for pulling me out of the street. Thank you, Nora. Seriously. Mama knows best. I appreciate that. Wow. All right, guys, again, the signage, things are still blowing around, just like Dr. Nab said. It's going to be great when we get in this eye, because everybody's ready for a break here. But this is why. I don't know why people are driving around, because that debris comes along, it's going to go right through those windows. The smaller the debris sometimes, the worse it can be, especially if it's hard. So, just stay off the streets, guys. And remember, when it gets calm, we're still going to have to deal with the backside of this thing. It may take a minute before it gets to us, but we're still going to have to deal with the backside of this thing. I've been seeing a lot of styrofoam.
And we're back. Man, just watch that roof and that sign just literally blow off of that building. Holy crap, that was crazy.
It's kind of cloud filled, so you're not going to have as much clearing as you might think. So it'd be even harder to tell when the eyes.
I do see we got 4 people on right now. Knowing I just came back. I don't know who all's here, but drop something in chat if you can. I'd love to see who's watching, who I'm hanging out with right now.
Oh, you missed that. Probably shouldn't have left. Tostitos. Get to the good stuff.
With handcrafted steak, burgers, and chicken sandwiches, there's a perfect plate for everyone. Great value for all your favorites, only from IHOP. Download the app and earn free food with every order.
Dehydrated hair?
Hyaluronic acid for your hair.
New Elvive Hyaluron Plump by L'Oreal Paris. With hyaluronic acid to lock in moisture and hydrate for up to 72 hours. Elvive Hyaluron Plump from L'Oreal Paris.
We're worth it.
Ooh, DQ chicken strip basket? I want in on that. House-made Hidden Valley Ranch, fries, Texas toast, and DQ chicken strips.
Hey, Lewis. Yeah, we're still doing all right. It rained pretty hard here for a little bit earlier. But it's definitely, the winds are definitely picking up. That is for dang sure. Winds are definitely picking up. Okay, so you got your next class coming in. Cool. Yeah, that's cool to see that you got me showing in your class there, man. I feel honored that you got me in there, even though it's under these circumstances. So, let's see. Let's show you what it looks like outside right now. You can see that the wind's still about the same. It's not quite as bad as it was earlier, but it's been on and off. I mean, there was a point there where the rain got really, really nasty there for quite a while. I mean, it was coming down hard enough. At one point, it was a little hard to see some of the trees across the street when I was looking. So it slacked off again. I think we're kind of in between rain bands. Haven't looked at the radar screen here to see what the radar's looking like at the moment. I'm going to refresh it and take a look. Yeah, it looks like tell you what, it's looking like it's going to be nasty here real soon. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, as you can see, the blue dot again is where I am sitting at. And we've got this little bit where it's getting a little lighter for just a short amount of time. And then we're going to start getting some of that upper end of the eye wall coming in, the harder storms that are going to start blowing through. I think this storm cell right here was the one that blew through here just a little bit ago and had it pretty heavy outside the house. So we shall see. It definitely getting nasty out there, and it's just going to get worse. So I'm going to stick it out with you guys until, until I have to go to bed or we lose power, depending on what we get. Oh, I guess it would have been nice if I changed the screen. Sorry. Transition. I've got dual screen on here where I'm looking and seeing, so I never actually transitioned over for you. That is my bad. Anyway, so there's the blue dot. There's the storm cell that I was talking about that came through here just a little bit ago. I think that's the one that made it pretty nasty for a while, and you can see that the storm surge, or the storm itself, the worst part of it is going to be working its way towards us here in a little while. I'm thinking I might catch like the outside edge of the storm, kind of along the western side here, but I don't know. It all depends on how the track is going. It could get. I could get even more of the worst part of the storm coming through, but earlier, I don't know if you had it up in your class earlier or not, but Jim Cantori actually got taken off of his feet by a tree branch that was bigger than he is, that come flying down the road and literally swept him off his feet. Said he felt like he had been in a boxing match with Rocky Balboa. It was pretty crazy to see it. I mean, just slap knock him over. And let me get my mouse over here to show you guys. He's right now, you can see based on where it shows the image at, he's just about to get into the eye wall. So he's been getting like some of the worst winds at this point on there. But once he gets the eye wall to clear him and he gets in this calm before the storm, I tell you what, I was here in this house back when Charlie came through in 2004, and that one went right over top of our house. Now, we only caught the outside edge. So, like, looking at this eye wall here that you're seeing, we kind of were right along the outside edge of it right here. And it's eerie. I mean, it's really freaky to walk outside after you've had, like, just horrendous storms, rain, wind, and everything. And then all of a sudden it goes completely calm. And you're sitting there and you're like, this is not what it looked like, 10 minutes ago. And you sit there and wait, and when the eye passes, you start getting a little bit more wind, and then it just slams you. And all of a sudden, you got those winds back and everything, and you're there for round two to beat you down, basically, while you're waiting on it to go ahead and pass. So, not sure what we're going to get at this point. But looking here where the A, about where the A is at, where it says Tampa, just off the edge of that A is where I'm sitting at. So it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy to see what's out there and what's coming this way. I mean, that's literally almost blowing her over. I know they said that at the airport down there, they were having wind gusts of over 100 mile an hour, hitting the airport, and that airport is more inland, and not as close to the eye wall as what we're seeing here. So who else is in here as well? I see, you know, a couple other people are in chat. But not seeing anybody else commenting, so.
We're going to stay in this type of weather. We've already been in it 3 hours. For several more hours. I don't know if Bettis or Dr. Nab is in there.
Yeah, I wonder about these people too, but I mean, hopefully they're getting paid hazard pay for going out there and standing there and taking this beating that they're getting with the storms like that. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
That little wobble east has made the difference up there around Inglewood or maybe up toward Venice or up toward Sarasota as well. They're going to stay consistently where they are now.
Yeah, both because of the slowing down erratic motion of the hurricane as it comes ashore and the changing character of the eye wall as this interacts with land and you get some frictional effects. All kinds of things can happen. It really is going to be a very...
Yeah, looking at this, I'm expecting to have probably this edge over here, possibly, where these bands are coming around and whipping around, catching some of those as it comes up through. I mean, it looks like it's actually traveling even more east now than what it was. So we may not catch as much as I was expecting. Because looking at the other map that I have on the other screen, let's see. So it looks like its track is going kind of more across this way. And if it's turning and going more this way and going to come across the state here, going there, then this may be the most I'm going to be getting. But it's still gonna be here for a while with the way this storm is set and how slow it's moving. I mean, here we are. Local time here is just after 4 o'clock, and I started watching everything probably about 10 this morning, and this storm has not moved very far in like 6 hours. It's not hardly moved at all compared to what I would have expected it to move. Let's see, last time I was in a storm like that was when I was in the Navy. We were up by Alaska in January. Yeah, they get some pretty nasty ones up that way, I'm sure. So we've been lucky, though, because we haven't really had anything major like this in the last 6 years or so. I think the last time we had one that came close enough to kind of be like this was in 2018. Before that, there was one in 2017. But I don't remember. I mean, no, one of them was Irma. I think that was the one in 18. I don't remember 17. But I know the big ones was like 04, 05. You know, we had like, I think it was like 6 or 7 between the 2 summers that came through and affected us. We had Hurricane Charlie that literally came up right through the dead center of the state, hit down at the point near the Keys, and came right up across Okeechobee, went across Orlando, Gainesville, right up into Georgia. And that was a crazy storm with the way it did.
Once the winds start to wrap back around, we will get more of a push. But I think the worst case scenario as far as storm surge goes for Sarasota, we're looking hopeful, all right? But still going to have...
Yeah, the winds outside are whipping pretty good now.
Central Florida. Wind is our bigger issue, all right?
Definitely as you can see the palm tree across the street there, it's whipping pretty good. And that big oak tree I was telling you about earlier that's over there, and that's this tree that's in front of the fence that goes up. And so if it snaps, I'm hoping with the wind, if it does break, it goes away from these houses. It'll take out the fence, and unfortunately the house here on the left over here, it literally they just had that fence put up. So if it gets damaged, I feel bad for them, but I would rather it take out that fence than take out part of the house, honestly.
In Sarasota, 77-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We're persistently gusting 50, 60 miles per hour right now in Lakewood Ranch. But you look at the radar, look at that northernmost outer eye wall. That's not far away. We already saw the conditions in Venice. That
So you're getting 56 mile an hour in Sarasota, which that's about an hour drive south of here. So it's almost as far away from here to Sarasota as it is to Orlando. So you said that is your Kyber cam. Actually, no, that's not my Kyber cam, because I wanted to leave my Kyber cam available just in case I wanted to look at any Kybers or anything. So this is actually a 4K camera I used to use for my actual YouTube videos and for live streams that I've got sitting on a tripod over at my window. So it's actually sitting up there. The Kyber cam I just kind of got to the side, which that's right here. So later tonight, if anybody, as we're still streaming and stuff, if we want to look at some Kybers and or other things like that, then I've got that available. And yeah, I know I did mention it that I was going to utilize that, but I thought for video quality I'd use the other camera that I have, and also like I said, it would leave this one available for anything else we want to chat, talk about, look at, and all that kind of stuff as the night goes on. So I pulled out that other camera to put up there to be able to take a look at it and see. Can't really show it to you without putting some things on screen that I don't think YouTube and people would like to see, because I have some of my my other like swords and stuff that are over there that would come into field of view. And I know the YouTube and I'm sure at your school there they would be kind of particular on weapons being shown in the camera's field of view. Lightsabers are a little different because they consider those kind of like toys and stuff, so it wouldn't be so bad.
Just amazing, Dr. Nab, because if you look at the before pictures to give people some perspective, it's beautiful. A lot of people who live there know it. A lot of people that live in other states go there to vacation. They're very
Man, it is hard to believe that image that's on the screen right there is actually the area we've been watching with storm surges at times. This area here. And they have earlier I was talking about it, they had a camera sitting there that was 6 foot off the ground. And with it being 6 foot off the ground, the storm surge literally started covering the camera. There were points where the camera was peeking out from the water because it was so high up there. I don't know you or your school. Okay. Well, I mean, let me see here, because I kind of got one of my curtains are in the way.
White caps or anything like that because the surge is coming ahead of the eye. But then once the eye and the eye wall get there, that's when
I'll show you what it looks like.
And then you really start to see the waves on top of the surge.
If I can do it here.
This is such a large and powerful hurricane and a slow move.
So
the duration of the push of the Gulf of Mexico.
There's the camera, kind of sitting right here. I just got it pointed out there, looking out the window with the curtain out of the way so you guys could see it. And just got it butted right up against the window. And there we go. So that you guys can see it.
it isn't just a beachfront issue.
Now I got to fix my camera because moving it, it got loose on me, but it's all good. So bear with me while it shakes a little bit. There we go. No, I wasn't taking that. That's in a bad way. I just know that, you know, sometimes they don't want to see those kind of things, you know, at schools or YouTube or anything like that. So hopefully I don't get flagged for those showing up there. Wasn't too much of a view, and it's a small camera view anyway, right there. So you weren't able to see it very well. But yeah, it's a 4K camcorder that I used to use until I got the cameras that I'm using now. And I bought these cameras mainly because they have autofocus. That was the biggest thing with having autofocus. I could get, you know, if I put something up close to it, it would autofocus to it. That one up there would not autofocus, being used as a webcam. As a regular cam, it would work fine, but as a webcam, it wouldn't do it. What was the katana? Oh, the one katana that's actually Connor McLeod's from Highlander, the first Highlander movie. The one that Sean Connery's character, Juan Sanchez Villalobos Ramirez, gives Connor McLeod, or doesn't give it to him. He gets it after Connery's character, you know, dies. Sorry, spoiler alert if you've never seen Highlander. But I got that one a number of years back. It's not an authentic replica. It's kind of a knockoff because I couldn't afford the $400 for the authentic replica at the time. But behind that is the authentic replica of the Daywalker from the movie Blade that Wesley Snipes had. So there you go. Better to burn out than fade away. Absolutely. Oh man, that's awesome. So yeah, I'm a fan of many different movies and genres and things like that. I don't know if you saw when I panned over, I have my Deadpool stuff in the corner over there as well. So that's sitting over there. Yeah, dude, I love the Highlander. Highlander, you know, the movies. I like the movies, especially the first one. I love the TV series with Duncan, but I think Highlander 2 should not have been made, honestly, in my opinion. I don't think it should have been made at all. It did not flow with the rest of the films. It was really off on like its own little world, I guess you could say. 3 and 4, and I think there was a 5th and a 6th one too, I believe. Those all kind of flowed with the originals. But oh yeah, I saw that trailer yesterday for Deadpool 3 with Ryan Reynolds. I shouldn't say the trailer, the teaser. And yeah, my son actually came out because I was doing hurricane prep outside. My son came out and said, "Dad, did you see they've announced Deadpool 3?" And I'm like, "No." He says, "Yeah, they announced Deadpool 3, and Hugh Jackman's going to be in it." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And it's like, "Really?" And he came over and showed me the video that they put out, and I was like, "Oh man, we gotta wait 2 years." It's just like, So I had to put it on my calendar to make sure I remember, which I don't think I'll forget. But yeah. Yeah, Matt, you are correct. It should not have been made because there can be only one. Yeah, I love the first Highlander movie. The second one was trash. The third one with Mario Van Peebles in it was decent. Was it the fourth one? I think that was Endgame, where they actually brought Duncan in with Connor. I thought that was okay. I thought they could have done better. But then they had, there was they made one more as well with Duncan, and I can't remember what it was. It was Highlander. I can't remember the name or the last one was. Now I'm gonna have to look it up. But it kind of, I think it was called The Source, Highlander The Source, and they were trying to show you how the source of the Immortals were. It was okay, but you can't beat the original Highlander nor the TV series. Those two, I would have been fine with just the first movie and just the series with Duncan, but maybe a better version of Endgame with the two of them in it. Let's see if I was right.
We'll give you up to $4,500 for your clunker when you buy a used vehicle. This is the one event you don't want to miss. Only at Elder Ford of Tampa.
At Lakeland Toyota, we know a well-maintained vehicle is
Yes, you had Highlander.
safety, reliability, and most
Then you had Highlander 2, The Quickening. Highlander 3 was The Final Dimension. Then Endgame. And then they had The Source, which was actually a TV movie. Never watched Highlander the Raven, that series. I never really cared for that one, so it's like it just didn't interest me. So I never really watched that one, but I absolutely love the Highlander series. I wish they would have made more than just the 5 or 6 seasons that they made. They didn't even finish the last season. So they got about half of the season made, I think, when it got canceled, so they never actually released it. But yeah, Lewis, that last one was a little bit trippy with the way that one went. I agree. But yeah, I've got that. My mom got me the I bought the Daywalker, and then she got me one of the Glaives, which I think was from the second one, where it has the 3 blades, the one that he throws. Or no, this one has the 2 blades. Yes, the 2-bladed one. So my mom used to get me, because she knew I love collecting weapons and stuff like that. She would get me ones like that. I do have a replica of the Kurgan sword from the first Highlander movie, but it's a knockoff version of it. But it is still huge. I mean, it is a gigantic claymore, but it's definitely not the same as the one in the movie. I've been able to tell that. But the one Highlander sword I really would love to get would be the MacLeod clan sword. And I've found them online, but they are not cheap. I mean, the people that have those, that want to sell them, they are very, very proud of those. Which understandably so. I mean, they're beautiful, absolutely beautiful swords. The only ones that I've been able to find that are even close to my budget are knockoffs, and they just look terrible.
The winds here are gusting to about 80 miles per hour. We're on the northern eye wall of this. The winds have been so extreme that already, early stages of this hurricane, more than 1 million customers have lost power in Florida. From
Wow, 1 million people lost power in Florida so far. Luckily, as you can tell, we haven't lost power here yet. Now, the one benefit I do have is I'm really close to the downtown area here in our city. So for me to lose power, the entire downtown area loses power. So most likely, if we do end up losing power like that, they're gonna get us back on fairly quickly to be able to get the rest of downtown back on as well. So yeah, every time I look for some of the ones I really want are way too much. Yeah, I know. I think like the authentic, I think who was it made by? United Cutlery. Was the one that they made a lot of the authentic replicas from the movies. And I mean, you're looking at $400 or $500 for some of those, to get, and those being like, they're literally stainless steel and stuff. It's crazy, and how much they charge. But, then I also look at how much people are charging for custom lightsabers, and I just, for the life of me, I couldn't see paying, the $600 to $800 for like the Thrawn Hunter, Ahsoka style sabers, the Ahsoka Rebels. But I mean, people will pay it all day long as they have the money to do that. Instead, I have a large collection of buck knives so far, over 200 different models. Nice bucks. Those knives are very well made, and they definitely hold their value as well. Father-in-law is Paul Boss.
Areas of deep convection rotate around, and now, Steph,
Oh, nice, nice. You got some inside track on getting some of them buck knives then. That's cool. Oh, Matt. Oh, yeah, dude, those things are beautiful. You know, don't take it the wrong way. I can't see. I mean, regardless if they're the Thrawn hunters or not, I can't see. You know, I'm sure if I had the extra funds and it wasn't that big of a deal for me, I'd do that. But they are absolutely just phenomenal at the quality that I've seen of those things. I mean, I've seen the pictures of how they look and the detail. I mean, heck, the detail that they're putting in lightsabers now. I mean, I've been seeing some of these ones lately from some of the custom builders, you know, with these, the crystal chambers and the little LED display, you know, LED display boards inside of the lightsabers and just, oh my gosh, dude, some of the ones I've seen have just been like, holy crap. You know, that makes this one that I built just look like some cheap thing from Walmart almost. Ahsoka. I have to take a look at those, the LGT Ahsoka Padawans.
It's hard to see. It's extra scary because it's so dark. The other thing I want to note is the construction of these homes is really solid. But Ben, as you can see, some of the siding is ripping off of the home here that you can see. And I can't see literally. I can see this house. I can kind of see the one next to it.
Where did you get those off of? Where'd you get those from? I know I've seen stuff like that, like at AliExpress and things like that. Was there a particular buyer that you bought them from?
And trees coming down, but I know that everyone is not this lucky. I know that all communities are not this lucky, Mike.
No, they're not all built equally, right? And the visibility is so evident. How poor the visibility.
Hey, Panda. Yeah, we're doing good, man. So far, we're doing real good. Winds are picking up outside a little bit at a time because the storm is moving slow. But so far, we still got power. We still got internet and everything, so we're doing all right now. Padawan Outpost in the UK. Okay, I'll take a look. I just pulled it up here. Are those similar to because I think TXQ are LGT sabers as well. I see AliExpress has got the THQ saber, Ahsoka lightsaber, Force heavy dueling double saber metal hilt, and it's the Rebels versions on there. So it's not the Padawans, it's the Rebels versions. They're like $220. Saber Factory, Galactic Saber Company.
Mike Huckabee, former governor of Arkansas, and I'm here today to tell you about a hidden health crisis currently affecting nearly every American: sleep deprivation.
See a bunch of them on here. I see Art Sabers has got some.
You see, getting a good night's sleep helps support a healthy immune system, helps maintain a healthy blood pressure, healthy cardiovascular.
Have to take a look and see.
Thankfully, Relaxium Sleep's formula is clinically.
Yeah, I thought TXQ were they were a version of LGTs.
Wake up feeling refreshed. Relaxium's triple action formula was developed by renowned neurologist and sleep expert Dr. Eric Ciliberti.
I'm gonna have to look up what you're saying. Padawan Outpost.
For better sleep through the whole night. Call today and get your very own risk-free bottle of Relaxium Sleep. Relaxium Sleep doesn't have any harmful chemicals like many prescription sleeping pills. With Relaxium Sleep, you can expect to start sleeping better the very first night. The very first night.
After being a Relaxium customer for at least 3 years now, because I'm getting a better night's sleep, it's making everything else about my life more enjoyable.
When I take Relaxium Sleep, I sleep better than I have in years.
I wake up feeling alert, like I've had the best.
Let's see. Search comes up with nothing. Let's see. I guess if you search for Ahsoka, they probably don't have them listed that way, I'm sure.
Take control of your health. Stop struggling with restless nights. Sleep like you were meant to with Relaxium. Relaxium is giving away 1,000 bottles of clinically
Yeah, they definitely are. They definitely are an LGT reseller. I can tell just by looking at what they've got on their list here that they're LGT resellers.
100% money back guarantee. Relaxium Sleep doesn't need a prescription, is 100% drug-free, and is non-habit forming. Call 800-414-0354.
They do have some nice looking sabers, though. I do have to say. I mean, even though LGT is supposed to be the lower end version of sabers, there are some nice ones out there. I mean, they've got a freaking the model PL1, which is the Princess Leia trophy saber for basically $325. I mean, that's actually not bad at all either, and that's a beautiful looking saber there.
Look at this, though. See somebody step this game up, huh?
Game over. Made for grand entrances.
Let's see.
Toyota, let's go places.
I have to look on the actual
Find a job where I can work
YouTube feed and see if the link is there on that, because it didn't show up on my
That would be nice.
didn't show up on my stream program feed.
To play Slotomania, the #1 free slots game in the world, and enjoy a perfect me time game that allows you to unwind. Download now to get your 1 million welcome bonus coins. Slotomania, what will today spin?
At Duracell,
Yeah, evidently the link didn't come through
Duracell with power boost ingredients helps this
in the YouTube chat,
and the longer this headlamp
so at least it doesn't show up on my end. So I mean, if you wanna shoot it over to me through Messenger, the Facebook Messenger, I'll pull it up that way and take a look at it. But yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it in the chat. Oh, my power just flickered, so but it came back on. I think I'm still live.
Eastern time, and it is still there. A slow-moving hurricane lashing us in Venice. Winds here gusting to about 80 miles per hour. An offshore wind here, so we're not seeing surge that's happening at this location, but plenty of places are. Extreme storm surge right now in Fort Myers Beach. We have our crews out there covering it for you.
Looks like I'm still running live. Okay. I was wondering there for a second because I know the power flickered. I think the TV went off on my wife. She probably had to start her program over.
So obviously, this is why we've been saying this is not just a beachfront problem. In Southwest Florida, it's so vulnerable, and with a large high-end 4 into 5 hurricane, it's going to push the water blocks, if not miles inland. Here is on Sanibel Island in Florida, and on these islands, it's being pushed ashore. Essentially, these barrier islands, Mike, essentially entirely going underwater.
How much different is it, Dr. Nab, when you get saltwater intrusion as opposed to freshwater intrusion? Is there a difference?
Well, it can make